First, the 2024 election year is less than a year away. Democrats, they are running scared, and in all likelihood, yep, 80-year-old Joe Biden will be the party's nominee. Democrats then will be forced to face a pretty uncomfortable truth, and that is that Joe has massive problems, and not just his declining physical and cognitive health or his vast policy failures. No, tonight, the corruption claims against the president and his family, they are very, very real. Multiple House and Senate investigations have already detailed what is an extensive money trail, all exposing the flow of foreign cash right into Biden family bank accounts. Now, according to multiple witnesses and whistleblowers, emails and texts, the Bidens were selling access and influence to Joe Biden. And according to his own son, Hunter, the big guy, his father, was taking a cut. Now, of course, we knew about this apparent corruption well before the 2020 election, but now, you know what? The left, the media mob, they could no longer censor the truth. Big tech, remember, they were humiliated, and Twitter or X, well, that's now under new ownership. Now, the federal government includes bad actors in the FBI, the DOJ, and the CIA. They were all exposed in terms of being politicized and weaponized. And during testimony, well, an FBI official was forced to admit that Hunter's laptop was, in fact, very authentic, and they knew it. But yet they were warning big tech companies, oh, you might be a victim of a misinformation campaign, and it might be about Hunter and Joe Biden. Now, all in an effort to seem fair, Biden's DOJ, well, looking for a fall guy or a sacrificial lamb, someone who can shield the president, Joe Biden, from charges while taking all the blame. Now, according to even fake news CNN, Hunter has real cause for concern tonight. Take a look.
How significant, Ellie, do you think this is?
It's bad news for Hunter Biden any way you slice this. I mean, let's remember, he already has a pending indictment in the federal district court in Delaware for the firearms-related charges, and now he potentially is looking at a second indictment out of California. And if we think about the potential tax charges here, it's important to keep in mind, when Hunter Biden went into court a few months ago with DOJ, they had a deal that he was going to plead guilty to misdemeanor tax offenses, and they agreed, DOJ and Hunter Biden agreed that he had failed to pay over $1 million in income taxes that he owed. So assuming, which I think is a fair assumption, that DOJ has evidence of that, that feels like the minimum charges he may face. It may get worse.
Now, remember, after attempting to let Hunter go away scot-free without any charges and letting serious tax violations expire and pass the statute of limitations, and after that egregious attempt at that sweetheart plea deal, well, that failed in spectacular fashion. Well, now the DOJ, they're kind of out of options, and they are running dangerously low on credibility. So now Hunter is in big trouble. But it's not really about Hunter, is it? It's about his dad. Now, nothing that could connect his misdeeds to the big guy, well, that evidence is growing by the day. And, for example, we have an attorney general. His name is Merrick Garland. He has a weaponized DOJ. The president's adult son is currently facing felony gun charges. However, tax indictments could very soon be on the horizon. You just heard it from even a pro-Biden CNN, quote, attorney. A grand jury now in California has been impaneled. Remember the whole controversy over David Weiss? He said he didn't have authority to charge in places like Washington, D.C. and California. Merrick Garland said he did have it. Now he's a special counsel. However, during the Burisma years, well, guess what? Those are the tax years that they allowed to expire, the statute of limitations. Anyway, prosecutors now have called numerous witnesses, including Hunter's uncle and occasional business associate, Joe's brother, Jim Biden. Now, I don't know what's going to become of all of this tax case, but we do know that Hunter's finances are shady, to say the least. Now, despite making millions of dollars from the Biden brand, I doubt it was Hunter, the Biden brand. I'm sure it was Pops, the Biden brand. Hunter regularly had trouble making ends meet. But in 2020, when Joe became the Democratic nominee, well, according to JustTheNews.com, many of Hunter's financial woes vanished, thanks to, of course, the generosity from wealthy Democratic donors, and a name that keeps coming up is a guy by the name of Kevin Morris. So, according to a new report, investigation by JustTheNews.com's editor-in-chief, John Solomon, he details how Hunter collected $6 million since his father began running for president. Not from one person, but from a number of people. Again, all people that supported Joe Biden. They're saying much of this may have come from Kevin Morris. So how did Hunter spend this money? Well, unquote, 5-figure monthly rents at a California home, large child support payments, some travel, many legal bills, federal and local tax debts, totaling more than $2 million. Why does Hunter have all these rich friends just willing to give him money? In a statement to justthenews.com, well, a lawyer for Kevin Morris, the guy whose name keeps coming up, a potential source for these claims, accusing the source of, quote, a campaign of harassment against Mr. Morris. We'll find out. Time will tell. The statement continues, quote, this individual has only disclosed certain information to cause Mr. Morris public embarrassment and may have outright misrepresented facts and statements about Mr. Morris as part of this campaign of, quote, harassment. Not sure what this means. Who's harassing Mr. Morris? We don't know. Meanwhile, John Solomon reporting that no one, not even Joe Biden's brother Jim, seemed to know why this individual and others were potentially giving Hunter so much money. But now, of course, House investigators, they would like to know more. They have now requested an interview from the attorney who they say may have bankrolled Hunter's lifestyle for years. So is this going to have any implications for Hunter's tax case or Joe Biden himself?